Little did I know. From shadows to light, my story.
Chapter 1. From Shadows to First Light. Born into chaos and love in Cahos, David, the youngest of the Liddle triplets, learns early that memory, shame, class, faith, music, and masculinity will tug him in different directions. Yet the pull toward gentleness and purpose keeps showing through. A childhood in bloom. My early days among girls. By the time I was 4, my world unfolded gently in the soft glow of feminine energy. I was nurtured and surrounded by the women and girls who made up my everyday life. My sisters, Debbie and Doreen, my older sister, Sharon, my grandmother, Nana, and our kind babysitter, Mrs. Winter, along with her daughters, Jennifer, Judy, Bonnie, and Leslie. Their presence was like a warm embrace, shaping the rhythm of my early days with grace, affection, and creativity. Naturally, I gravitated toward the things they loved: dolls, Fisher-Price toys and kitchen sets, hopscotch, jump ropes. These were not simply girls' toys to me. They were the tools of imagination, connection, and comfort. Boys were a rare presence in my early life. Even my cousin Scotty, the only boy I saw regularly, was raised in a similar sea of sisterhood. My brothers were older and distant, their influence quiet and removed from my earliest sense of self. It felt only natural that when I started kindergarten, I was drawn to the girls on the playground and in the park behind my house. They felt familiar. They felt like home. Looking back, I can now see how these early attachments shaped my sense of self and how I related to others. In kindergarten, I struggled to find belonging. The girls I approached were confused by my presence. Some resisted, not understanding why a boy would want to play with them rather than with the other boys. I remember one girl clearly expressing that I wasn't welcome. The teachers, like Mrs. Riley, would gently intervene, pulling me away from the groups of girls as if trying to redirect me toward some unspoken norm. The boys, too, seemed unsure of how to respond to me. By first grade, that feeling of not quite fitting in had only deepened. I no longer had the comfort of being surrounded by girls who had shaped my early world. Now, placed among boys my age, I felt disconnected and awkward. It wasn't confusion about who I was. I knew I was a boy. And even then, I felt a clear and deep attraction to girls. But the way I connected socially, the way I expressed myself, didn't seem to align with the expectations around me. Still, there were moments of sweetness that offered solace. I remember with extraordinary tenderness a little farm girl who lived just down the road on Maston Avenue. We must have been around 5. Behind her house were a few animals, an old tractor, and a stretch of open space that felt like another world. We played together for hours, picking flowers, climbing trees, lighting bits of grass on fire, and then quickly putting it out. She wore a simple country dress, tucked flowers into her long blonde hair, and carried the scent of the earth and summer air. I don't remember her name. I never saw her at school, but she lived vividly in my heart for years. It wasn't just play. It was my first taste of something like love. I longed to be close to her, to kiss her, to live in that backyard world forever. Even as an adult, I found myself reaching back for the memory of her, my little farm girl. That early feeling, innocent and profound, taught me that my attraction to girls was not just physical, but emotional and spiritual, even at that young age. So yes, I may have preferred the company of girls in those early years, not because I believed I was one of them, but because that was where I felt safe, seen, and whole. And at the same time, from the very beginning, I carried within me a quiet but certain love for the feminine that would grow and evolve throughout my life. Thank you for spending this time with me, the Pussycat Wizard. These moments we share, whether in shadows or in light, are threads in a much larger story, one I'm honored to tell with you beside me. As always, the journey continues. The next chapter subsection is waiting, and I'd be honored if you'd walk with me a little further down this road. Until then, keep the wonder alive, and I'll see you in the next episode of Little Did I Know.
If it's a moment you're after, let's give this a shot. 3 quick breaths in through the nose, believe it or not, it will render you happy in the sunshine of the day. I love living in Bisbee and no, I am not gay. The flowers do smell so wonderful in spring. I sit on my porch, a throne for a king. My libido is for magic, man or woman it's not. So celibacy, I'm after magic mushrooms and pot. It's my life, I've chosen, like it or not. Bullfrogs and butterflies, Aunt Ruth, she had wrote, if music's like living, then I love every note. Bullfrogs and butterflies and plenty of pot. In the streets of Cohoes, where I call my home, with Sharon, Debbie, Doreen, James, and William, we all roam. From the block to the park, we never walked alone. Through thick and thin, siblings forever, tightly sewn. Playing ball in the playground under the summer sun, running through the alleys, feeling free and young, where the Hudson River flows. We found our fun. Cohoes, the small town where child